And when it comes to learning on super speedways, you got to get a veteran guy involved. Well, Harold Holley has been the veteran crew chief with Joey Coulter, top 5 in the points last year, but this is a whole new ball game, Harold. They thrashed on this car last year to get to Daytona. It's a whole new ball game with your young 19-year-old racer. What have you built into this race car to keep him up front now that he's running second?
Well, we built this car before Talladega last year, and we qualified 16th with it, but you know, Speedway cars are pretty much an evolution, and we learned from what we did there and came here, and we had a great test down here in December. And Joey, he's really picked up on the draft, and you know, he had a little trouble with the side draft and everything at Talladega, and we came back down and tested. And Joey was more concerned about where to put his car and finding how to use the air, and he's done a fantastic job in it. He's doing a great job in the Ripon Chevrolet, and I tell you, Joey's just came a long way. He's ready to win.
How about you and your approach with this young driver? With so many new faces in this series, he has a year underneath his belt, but it wasn't your race car last year. How have you prepared him for Daytona, much less the season?
Well, you know, Joey and I sat down and talked about the draft, and you know, Joey's he's going to engineering school, and he studies racing, and he studies tape and everything as hard as he studies to go to class. So Joey's done the majority of it himself because he's just dedicated. He's got after the weights. He's been working out with Phil Horton all winter. He's just 100% dedicated. He wants it. He wants it real bad. So we'll see what happens here.
The thoughts of Harold Holley, who's gone to victory lane in all sorts of NASCAR divisions. Bobby Hamilton Jr., of course, Jeff Green in the championship in the Nationwide Series.
We've got the 3 Cup teams as well. You know, we're not trying to boot anybody.
Thanks, man.
Take a look at the fixing of the wall here coming out of turn number 4. It's actually right where the safer barriers end. The safer barrier does stop when they come into coming out of turn 4 right there, just for a short period of time, and then it goes back in when they come through the tri-oval.
I was when we were on Danica a little bit ago there, I was sitting there, I was watching her in the car, and she looks really bored to me. She looks like she's looking around, and she takes a real deep sigh of breath here, and like, you know, hey, what are we doing anyway? How come we're not racing? The other thing I thought about is she sits in that car. Can you imagine the different feel it is for her when you sit in an Indy car, you're just in your little cocoon, and look around inside this great big, it's like getting in a bus. Yeah. But look, she just looks like she's getting really bored. So, man, I'd like to be doing some racing. This is ridiculous.
Well, you mentioned IndyCar. Danica Patrick has a lot of seat time in the open wheel ranks. First woman to win an IndyCar Series race. And he's 5th in the 2009 IRL standings. And I think the 2005 IndyCar Rookie of the Year really kind of vaulted her right onto the scene.
You know, and she's no stranger to running side by side at a high rate of speed. Right. You know, the races they run at Texas and Kansas and places like that, Chicagoland, I mean, they'll run 215 miles an hour with their wheels, you know, just inches apart. So she's no stranger to that, and that part doesn't bother her. And really nothing out here bothers her. She just realizes she just doesn't know very much about these cars, and that's why she's trying to learn, and that's why she's here.
You know, I raced with Janet Guthrie, and I thought she was as good as I'd ever seen. Lynn St. James and I were teammates here in a 24-hour race one time. I've seen Sarah Fisher, but those ladies have all done a great job, but Danica has an advantage on all of them. They never won.
That's right.
And she has, and of course that's an incredible accomplishment.
We're 27 laps into this race, and before the race we heard Danica Patrick say seat time is very important, and I think she has done exactly that up to this point. She stayed out of trouble. Even when there was trouble in front of her, she avoided.
There's another view right there of that incident with Dakota Armstrong. I think she's done absolutely everything that could possibly be asked of her to this point.
Again, Danica just one of 6 female drivers that started this race. Here is where they are standing. Only 3 still remain in the race. Jill George, the most recent to fall out of the race after the big accident coming out of turn number 4. Okaduno and Leilani Muncher were involved early on in accidents.
There's people that think Allie Owens is she's got a shot at getting up there and mixing it up a little bit here as things unfold, I think.
Yeah, she's made some pit stops. That's why she's running as far back as she is right now. Jennifer Jo Cobb also has quite a bit of experience, has run the ARCA car some, as well as some trucks, and actually going to run the truck series this year, the Camping World Truck Series, starting next week right here in Daytona.
That's right, Wendy.
Well, our leader, James Busher, has been patiently waiting for this red flag as well, and not much radio communication, not quite as much that Danica Patrick has had, other than he's pretty comfortable in the race car. He's had a good job protecting the outside line, according to his team. Now, keep in mind, James Busher started from the back at this race 1 year ago and won, and at Talladega, he started from the pole when he broke the transmission early in the race. This is the same exact race car that he raced at both Talladega and Daytona, and he's only been here twice in his career, ARCA and the Camping World Truck Series. Now, he has made absolutely no changes since the test session back in December. That's how happy James Busher has been with his race car at Daytona.
Thank you, Wendy. And again, the reason for this extended delay is they are continuing to work on the wall here at Daytona, where Jill George got into not only the wall, but maybe a little bit of the catch fence. We'll be right back. This February Bull Run returns to speed for a grueling new season. Bill Goldberg will push 12 teams of drivers over almost 4,000 miles to see who cracks first. The stakes are high, 200 grand in cash. The challenges are wilder and the competition is even meaner. Bull Run season premiere, that's Thursday, February 18th at 10 p.m. Eastern, right here on Speed. Again, a red flag condition from Daytona International Speedway for the ARCA Racing Series. This one coming out on lap 27. James Busher started out front. He has led every lap of this race. The average speed down to 89.301 because of the 3 times we have been slowed down because of caution.
Rick, I'm really excited about the new season on Speed. I mean, we got some great programming this year, and of course we got the duels on Thursday. So, but the race hub and some of the other programming we're going to have this year, it's going to be a big year for all the fans, and they tune in to Speed every week. You're going to see some good racing coverage.
You can get your NASCAR fix on NASCAR Race Hub every Monday through Thursday at 7:30 p.m. right here on Speed. Let's head back trackside to Jim Trado.
And guys, when it comes to Speed, the driver who's in search of his first victory is also racing for Venturini Motorsports. Mikey Kyle in the number 25 machine has the crew together that Billy Venturini assembled last year. The car chief now in the crew chief role for this race, Kevin Reed. And Kevin, you've got a very fast race car with the car running second right now with Mikey. What's your thoughts now, the strategy for the rest of this race?
Well, as soon as they open pit road here, we're going to come here and get 4 tires and fuel and let him be on his own for the rest of the night. You know, in Speedway racing, you need friends to run good here and to finish up well. So we brought our four other friends with us, and we're going to line them back up in the back and come back to the front, and hopefully one of the 5 Venturini Motorsports teams will take the trophy home tonight. Mikey Kyle's done an awesome job through testing and through practice, and we got him up a little bit short yesterday in qualifying, but for an outside pole, we'll take it. Hopefully the trophy over there tonight will be a lot sweeter. With Tag Heuer coming on board, hopefully for the rest of the year. Been really good. John Dysinger gave us a really good motor for down here from Triad Technologies, and we're just looking forward to finish out the race tonight.
And there is power in numbers. If they all pit together, they'll try to race together. And Mikey Kyle, who turned 27 today, would love to deliver a birthday present to the Venturini team in their first Daytona victory.
It's really his birthday, though.
That's
he
right.
wants to deliver a birthday present to the team, but it's really his birthday.
Well, it's all about giving, Phil.
You go.
It's all about giving.
It's a birthday time of year.
You had
know?
a kind of a birthday yesterday,
Yes,
didn't
sir,
you?
I did, and Reed Sorensen did, and I think today is Ronald Reagan's birthday.
As well as Mikey Kyle.
And Mikey Kyle. And Ronald Reagan would have been 99 today.
How about that?
They're working on the fence right here. The catch fence is what they're working on right now. That's why we are under a delay. Let's go back down to Wendy.
And I'm with James Busher's crew chief, Nick Harrison. Now, Nick, I was just chatting with you about your strategy. The problem that everybody is in is the pit window is just a tad short.
Yeah, we're just a little bit short on our pit window, but we're kind of wondering about the fence repairing if they'll cut this thing short because the Bud Shootout's coming up and all that good stuff. So we're kind of just waiting to see how long that goes, and then we'll make our decision when they get all wrapped up with that, and hopefully we can come in and everybody follows and and go back out in the lead and keep on doing what we've been doing all race.
What has James said about the race car? He's been up front, so he's had the clean air in front of him, but what feedback has he given?
He says everything's driving really nice, and he's just kind of cruising right now. We got a fast car, and I think if we stay out front, we'll be in a good position to win.
All right, good luck to you guys. And of course, when I came over here to interview Nick, Mark Reno made the comment, hey, you know this isn't Danica's pit, right?